every 20 minutes. It's your statewide Alabama weathercast.
Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your afternoon statewide forecast update. And got some cloud cover across a good portion of the state at this point. Got a few breaks in the clouds up in the northern part of the state in Tennessee Valley and north of Birmingham, and plenty of sunshine down in the southeast near Dothan and also down towards the coast. But you can see we do have some showers that have started to move into places like Choctaw County, Sumter County, Marengo County. Has been heavy at times, at least moderate rain in some of those areas. Although you can see in the last few scans, it's starting to kind of fade away just a little bit. And I think that's because it's encountering some of the drier air that's still in place across the state. And so starting to diminish a little bit, but you can see there is still some more back into Mississippi that could bring some more rain as we get through the rest of the evening. As we take a closer look at the local radar here, again, some showers moving across, Sumter County, Choctaw County, moving into the northern part of Clark County as well and into Marengo County. Samuel Bozeman in Demopolis has received a ½ inch of rain so far. So again, there's been a decent amount of rain with part of this here. But as you can see, again, it is starting to kind of lighten up here over time. So we'll kind of keep a watch on that. And actually, looking back to the west, there are some fairly heavy storms back in southern Mississippi moving through parts near Hattiesburg and towards Laurel at this point. So this is the trajectory of this moving towards Washington County, maybe skirting the northern part of Mobile County and Baldwin County here in a little while. So those look, fairly heavy at this point. Again, as they get further to the east, they'll be moving into a little bit drier air. So decent chance those start to weaken a little bit as well, but definitely something worth watching because those do have some lightning with them and definitely some heavy rain. Now we're looking at the camera in Jefferson, which is near Demopolis, and you can see there's still some rain falling here, seeing gray skies in the distance. So got some eyes on the ground here as far as the rain that's falling in that part of the state. Elsewhere, though, most places are still dry across the rest of the state. It's 75 degrees with a dew point of 54 degrees in Huntsville. Again, still plenty of clouds, a few breaks of sunshine here and there, but mostly some mid to high level clouds in Huntsville. As we move down towards the south in Tuscaloosa, the University of Alabama campus, temperatures at 75, dew points at 62. Pretty nice out there. And again, just a blanket of some higher level clouds there in Tuscaloosa. And as you move down to the coast, though, further south than that rain that's coming in north of there, it's 85 degrees with a dew point of 66 degrees with mostly clear skies in Spanish Fork. So again, a pretty beautiful day across the coast again. So what we're watching for today and through the weekend, so scattered showers again, especially in the southern part of the state. Could see some of that up in the central part of the state as that band of showers moves in. But as you saw earlier, starting to kind of fall apart a little bit as it gets in the drier air, but still going to have that chance there. Spotty weekend showers, and also we think into tomorrow morning, we'll have a little bit better chance of some heavier showers. And some of the places that are getting the rain now is kind of the southwestern part of the state. And as we get into the weekend, the best rain chances are going to stay over South Alabama. North Alabama not expecting nearly as much as the southern part of the state. Temperatures right now, we're in the 80s in the northern part of the state. It's 82 in Birmingham, 80 in Gadsden. We're getting closer to 90 degrees down in the southeast where there's been full sunshine. So it's 88 in Andalusia and Dothan. But you can see that area there. There's where the rain's been falling and where there's been more cloud cover. So it's only 73. Then Thomasville, Demopolis with the rain falling is down to 67 degrees. And but again, we expect that looks like it's starting to kind of fall apart a little bit here, but it could get a little bit further to the east. Like I mentioned with the dew points, you can see that you got some drier air still in place that's impeding the rain in places like Monroeville where it's still 58 degrees for the dew point, but it is starting to moisten up some further to the west where the rain's been falling. 68 in Chatham, 64 in Thomasville, 65 in Demopolis, but still pretty comfortable overall across the state. As far as the forecast highs for tomorrow, expect to get again to the 80s for most spots, especially across the north where there'll be a little bit more sunshine. But actually to the south, it's kind of flip-flop of what you would normally expect. Lower temperatures expected where we'll have a better chance of some heavier rain moving through here and there over the course of the morning and through the day. So actually kind of keeping those temperatures down a little bit there, but right along the immediate coast, still expecting to get into the 80s. And we've been cooler than normal here this week. So just taking a quick look at the calendar here, this is for Huntsville. So you can see we went from being very hot and reaching 100 degrees last week to now we've been only making it into the 80s the last several days of this week and being below average. And the same thing goes for Birmingham as well. So again, hit triple digits last week, and then this week so far staying a good bit below average, which has been obviously a nice change. Now looking at our forecast radar and forecast cloud cover here for tonight. So again, scattered showers are possible in spots and even up into the northern part of the state, but you can see that the area that's falling apart right now, like forecast to continue to sort of weaken and become much more scattered in nature as we move through the evening. So again, any of the football games that are happening tonight could have a few scattered showers around, but doesn't look like super heavy as we move through tonight at least. Now, as we get into tomorrow morning, again, in the southwestern part of the state, we expect the chance of some heavier rain in spots. Not everybody going to be getting it, but you can certainly see here that the forecast model is indicating possibilities for heavier rain and also into the afternoon as well, but maybe a little bit more isolated. But as we get into tomorrow evening, could see a few of those heavier cells in the coastal part of the state, around Mobile and around Gulf Shores and Orange Beach and parts of Baldwin County as well. So again, for looking at the time frame for Friday night football games, most of the northern part of the state should be fine, but you can certainly see that in the southern part of the state, you'd be better off to bring some rain gear just in case you happen to get some showers over your area. And as we get into Saturday morning, still some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, mainly south. We expect as we get into the weekend, the northern part of the state is going to see a lot drier weather. Heavy rainfall outlook for today has been extended over to our direction a little bit from what we had earlier this morning. So the slight potential of heavy rainfall extending basically to the state line, and then you get some of this marginal area moving in here where it's currently raining. But because as we've witnessed, it's starting to weaken a little bit, I don't expect too much trouble with heavy rainfall the rest of the day today. However, again, for tomorrow morning, expect that this area here, Chatham, Monroeville, Greenville, Thomasville, Demopolis, Selma, even kind of right there on the border, it's definitely possible that you get some heavier rain showers, maybe a few thunderstorms and rumbles of thunder moving through for tomorrow morning. So your development chance across the Atlantic basin, again, for non has become post-tropical, is moving off further towards Europe. And we do have the 20% chance here. So the wave moving off of Africa could develop in the next week. And but past that, for the next week, still going to be pretty quiet. You see the Gulf looks quiet here. So for at least for another week or so, we expect to stay quiet. But again, we're peak hurricane season, so we're always kind of looking around the corner to see when things might flare up. So here's your game day forecast for, first of all, tonight, UAB versus Alabama State in Birmingham. Expect to be around 76 degrees at kickoff, moving through the 70s over the course of the game. Could be a stray shower, but it certainly looks like a decent chance they're going to get through with just mostly clouds and maybe a few sprinkles here and there. For Auburn's game in Waco tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Against Baylor, expecting to be in the 80s, and it'll be around 90 degrees at kickoff. So it's going to be a lot hotter for Auburn's game versus what we're expecting for UAB tonight for sure. Passing showers and a storm or two are certainly possible with that. And then in Tallahassee, where Alabama's playing Florida State Saturday afternoon, again, expect 80s throughout the course of the game, and there certainly will be a good chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm with that game as well. So your 7-day forecast for North Alabama, again, as we get into the rest of the afternoon, expected to top out in the low 80s, and similar idea for tomorrow. Again, it should be less of a chance of rain in northern Alabama for tomorrow, and through the weekend too. Certainly could have a few passing showers, but it should be mostly dry in North Alabama. But again, the story really continues to be that the temperatures stay below normal, still seeing below normal highs and lows. And then as we get into South Alabama, again, some spots that haven't gotten any rain around are expected to get into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees today. But again, those higher rain chances in the south part of the state, potentially some heavy for tomorrow. And again, we see that kind of stick around through the weekend as well. But similar story on the temperatures where we expect those to stay below average. Well, that's your Alabama forecast. We'll have another one coming up later this evening on the Alabama Weather Network.